The complacency of Williams in the post these days for Sundowns is so cause for concern, because I feel like Sundowns have won this league over 8 times now consecutively. So I feel like the urge for the PSL is dying gradually.
Chippa United 16 on the table, Chiefs 5th on the table. They played a 0-0 stalemate, and there was nothing so promising about the game.
We're going to start with the match between Silewewe and Mamelodi Sundowns. They played at a 1-1 draw. Chippa, what is your take about that game?
Yeah, Sundowns versus Silewewe. Sundowns just coming back from CAF Champions League, away where they went to play Al-Masry, and they got a point from that game, which was not an easy task. So they were very, very exhausted in that game. And then coming back again, traveling away to Silewewe, I felt there a little bit of fatigue in that game, and the Sundowns have won this league over 8 times now consecutively. So I feel like the urge for the PSL is dying gradually. So I have nothing much to blame them, but in that particular game, I just have to blame Williams. For me, I feel like Williams, yes, is a very good goalkeeper, fantastic goalkeeper, but I feel like the complacency of Williams in the post these days for Sundowns is so cause for concern, because I feel like there's no zeal again. Keeper. I feel like Williams, I think it's time for him to move on from Sundowns, maybe to get to Europe or move to a higher place where you earn higher money and feel a little bit of different
competition.
Yes, and let there be different competition for him. I feel like he's tired of PSL from his countenance, from the body language. When you have won something severally and you are commanding the number 1 shirt for a very long time, no competition, no competitor, everybody knows you are the best. You feel so relaxed. There's no much. There's nothing to prove anymore. When you are keeping the match, even if they score you, even if it's your mistake, nobody can blame you. Nobody can talk to you. So I feel like it's time for Williams to just to move on. And then Sundowns already, even if they don't win the league, nobody can blame them. So I feel it's time for Pirate to capitalize, and Kaizer Chiefs and others to capitalize on this Sundowns reluctant to play very well in some of these games. Yes, in those days, dropping of points. So if they can capitalize on it, I think it should do them more good. But for Sundowns, nothing much. A team who have won it all, who have been doing so well. So I feel this season, even if they don't win anything much, you cannot just come out and begin to castigate them. You understand? It's just like even in the EPL, Liverpool in the Premier League last season, and this season they are off the balance. So it's just normal sometimes that when you win something for sometimes, you win some and you lose some. And then when you have won the league and then coming back to defending, it's not always easy every time. You understand? Because other team want to taste that thing that you tasted last season. So for me, then Williams made a very big mistake in that game. He should have cleared that ball instead of just trying to. I don't know what he was thinking there. I don't know. Inside the 18, maybe he was thinking it's one of the centre back in the for Sundowns. I don't know. Maybe I've forgotten it's a goalkeeper there also. So that is still the same thing I'm saying. If Williams was keeping for another team in that particular match, that kind of ball, he will be so cautious of making any silly mistake. But because he's Sundowns, he's so relaxed, he can't just feel down like there's nothing happening. Nobody can point at him and say, goalkeeper, why will you make such kind of? You can't try that because yes, one of the biggest, but he's the captain. You have seen it all there. So, but fortunately for them, still proving that they're one of the strongest team in the PSL. They came back in the second half. Motiba entered. He equalized the goal in the second half. Unlucky for them, they could not win the game. Mokwena got a red card in the second half. That second yellow card, although it was not a straight red card, but maybe if there was a VAR, maybe they would have called it back to check very, very well. So, but in all, Sundowns are still good to go because playing CAF Champions League, playing PSL too, is very, very tasking for them.
How about Sundowns and Silewewe?
Yes.
We're 1-1 in away to Silewewe.
Yeah, it was a good game though, but just as you rightly pointed out, the Sundowns teams may be struck with fatigue, playing the Champions League, coming up to play in the league and all of that, and we have the Nations Cup in just in less than 2 weeks to go in Nations Cup, and some of their players are there. Even their inspirational and widely experienced captain, Ronwen Williams, is still in the team. Though there are some mixed feelings in the game. Ronwen Williams made that mistake, you understand, which is imminent in football. You can see a striker sometimes having the ball on the line of the goal position and still miss it because of just 1 ounce of mistake. So he made that mistake. It's part of football. That's why we are humans. We are subject to futility. So, but the Sundowns came back and equalize after a hard-fought game. But there is something I noticed about the Siwelele guys. They were very fast, even not for the fact that they didn't have much experience.
Because it's not of
Yes, the giant embers of the game from 75 minutes, they had several chances, about 4 chances in which they blew off. If it was a team that had
There's more
more composed and has experienced player, they would have subdued the Sundowns side, capitalizing on their fatigue and matching the week in, week out, midweek football they have been playing. But it's a good one. Sundowns are second on the log. Siwelele are 11 on the log. So Sundowns have won the league back to back about 3 or 4 times back to back. About so, but they can still win it again if they keep the ante. You know, I said one thing about league. The uniqueness about league is that it's a stretch of games. Some leagues are 38 games, some are 28 games, some are 32 games.
And
so it depends.
That's you like 32.
Yes, it depends on how consistent you are. You understand? So they are second on the log. Siwelele is still 11 on the log. So they came out to prove a middle. But it would have been better if they took advantage of the tired legs of the Sundowns side. But experience still counted in the game. So it's a nice one. Sundowns, she showed that they are see the big boy in the league. But thumbs up to the both of them. They really tried. So it's a nice one. Let's see how the league pans out as it goes in. We are going to the biggest competition in Africa in the next couple of weeks. So I still feel that is one of the things, again, the Sundowns side are looking at the players that were invited from the side. To understand, trying to feel themselves, because every player wants to go to the Nations Cup, every player wants to go to the World Cup. So be it at his measure, the game went out well, it panned out well. 1-1 is not a bad score for Mamelodi Sundowns.
Chima, at the long run, I noticed that the Siwelele players, the Siwelele as a team, played the Mamelodi Sundowns at some point because they couldn't find their feet. I noticed they had like 4 chances that they missed.
Not outplayed Sundowns. Sundowns had more corners, had more shots than them, had more possession than them. But when you are playing,
with keeper like
when you are playing against a team like that, they got their chances and they bury the chances in first half. And Sundowns usually have one problem when they are playing against a team that uses 2-man strikers. They find it so difficult to mark them. Why? Because Sundowns play free-flowing football. They play like the Brazilians, like as they are being called. You understand? So their defenders usually join the attack whenever they are playing. The wing backs, the left back, they come in to the midfield to not. So most times when they play 2 strikers, the same thing FC Limpopo did against them, Gishasha and the like. So their centre backs are used to joining the midfield, knocking the ball, playing the ball around, attacking minded defenders. So whenever you want to play, I think maybe that was what this Siwelele team watched. Probably the coach might have watched that game against Sundowns too in the CAF Champions, so decided to use the same formation. So if you can be compact in the midfield and the defense, like then use 2 strikers that are very sharp and they're very strong, I think they usually give Sundowns problem, and that was exactly what happened in that, because Sundowns will be struggling to mark. Got the 2 centre backs, they ate to mark 2 strikers at a time without having anybody to be free in that defense line. So when there's nobody free, if 2 of them are marking, when they are floating in the long balls there, if one is following one striker, the other one is holding on to the other striker. So there will always be space in between for the attacking midfielders to run in. So whenever if you can make use of that chance, you will always destabilize Sundowns' defense line. So that has been their problem. And if team begin to utilize this kind of tactical play, maybe it will be a very big problem, except they also have to adjust to that.
Anyway, how about now? So Mamelodi Sundowns, they are in Europe. They are in the Continental Cup, which is the CAF Champions League. They're still playing in the league. Where do you think they will end by the end of the season?
Yes,
because I'm not seeing them winning this league this time around.
Yes, in this case, experience actually counts. But there's something I always know, which is factual about football, except we are not ready to play. Any team that qualify for continental, be it Europe, any part of the world you play your league or play your trade, if you qualify for the continental, you know that you need to sign, have a large squad, so that to have a squad depth, so that when a player have an injury, or sometimes rotation of the team can actually help some player to rest, to recover, you understand, so that they can be fit for the next match. So they know that they qualified for the continental. They are supposed to make marquee signings, at least to rotate the team, not to wear off one player and all of that. So, but in the league, I still believe they're not going to, even though they don't take the league, they can't drop less than 3 or 4. They will still qualify for the continental, be it as it may. Bet for the CAF Champions League, there may be some area they may be lagging there, because coming back to the league, fielding the same people week in, week out, fielding the same people week in, week out, you may not be able to compete at the continental championship, because you are playing with teams coming from other countries with different game pattern, different formation, different nationals coming in one team to unite them and make them more formidable. So you may not be able to meet up the game tempo in which the other team is coming up against you. Are you getting the bet? In the South African League, in the PSL, I see them still jostling for the first, second position, but at the continental level, because of the squad, the players in the squad, you understand, they are supposed to, if they actually want to go far, come January, they are supposed to make some new injections, some new legs that will help allow some old players, experienced legs that will make some old players to be able to rest so that they can compete better in the CAF Champions League. But in the PSL, I don't think they have any problem. Even though they don't pick the league, they will come at most second or third. That's what I say about it.
Okay. Do you have anything to say more to the game between Sundowns and
No, the Sundowns, the Sundowns game, I think it's high time they begin to look for how they can, change their defense line. Grant Kekena is about 33 years old now, and I think he was dropped by Yes, he did pick it. So because of age and flexibility, speed, and power. Against Al Masry as well, away, he struggled to cope with the pace of those Egyptians. So, and Sundowns like to keep high line defense. And when they are keeping that high line defense, whenever they float that ball over the defense line, you need a very sharp defender, very strong defender, and speedy defender that will always cover, so that once the defender is standing, if we be watching the ball, watching the attackers, any trooper that is coming, even before the last man raise this flag, you should be able to cover faster in case they did not blow for offside. But Kekena, I think he was lacking that kind of speed. So, and then against that, Al-Masry said before this game, almost the same thing happened in this game too. Before that, even in that Al-Masry game, there was a ball that he almost got a red card from that. Referee blew it as a foul. In that game, but because there was no VAR, he escaped it. You understand? So that kind of thing, if he keeps on happening, Sundowns will be having problems. So in that defense line, they need somebody who will complement the Cupido and the rest in that defense line. So I feel like Kekena does not need to start every match anymore. Maybe he can be like a cover, or except he step up his game again. So Sundowns just that defense line from the midfield to attack, very, very good. They are very composed. They have experience. They have the Chilean attacking midfielder. They have Mokwena in the midfield. So they are very good. They are very good. And then last season they came second in the Champions League. They won the PSL. This season too now, it's not far from them anyway. The league is still young.
It's still very
very, very open. So they can still win it anyway. If for that team not capitalize, because if they begin to get themselves again, it will be difficult for them to drop. But one thing I know that Sundowns are that their home, it's very difficult for them to drop any points in that their home. So Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs, they just need to capitalize on that advantage.
Okay. How about this Super United drew again with Kaizer Chiefs? Mwabali is still missing because nobody knows where Mwabali is. He was not even on the bench. So Albert, Super United 0, Kaizer Chiefs 0.
This is our brother Mwabali. The last match Mwabali came to play for the Super Eagles, which was the match against Congo DR. He was not injured. He went back to his team. But after that match, he played only one match again with Chippa United. Since then, he has been frozen out, not on the 11-man squad, not on the bench. For till now, we've not heard anything. If there was an outburst with the coach, if there was there's a difference between the players or even the management and all of that. But we just know that it's not always on the team lineup. You understand? On the match day team. So, but be it as it may, until they release an official statement, that's when we'll know what has actually transpired. But going through the game, Chippa United 16 on the table, Chiefs 5th on the table. They played a 0-0 stalemate. And there was nothing so promising about the game. Watching the game, there was nothing so promising. Just the normal kind of football, looking for a way to score goal, and all of that. I didn't see so much significance. There was no bite. Just saw a red jersey coming from this way, the other jersey coming from this way. They just playing like the game did not actually have that flair that I suppose of a team like Kaiser Chiefs playing like against Chippa United, which is rock bottom. But sometimes like that, I think Chippa United has played about 3 consecutive draw 0-0 and 1-1 and all of that. So, but it's a nice one. Kaiser Chiefs as well. They are big boys in the South African League. They are big name. They are the subject in this case now because Chippa United is rock bottom on the table there. But it's a game. If they play well, they will escape the relegation. If they don't play well,
They're on 9 points now.
they're on 9 points. They're on 9 points, but they're still 16 on the log. So if you keep getting 1 point, how long will you get having 1 point? So the game was just a game played by 2 teams that were actually looking for goals, but the game didn't come out. So there was no more striking, you understand, significance about that game I can really pinpoint out, or maybe any outstanding performance that I can actually pick out from. It was just a game that went 0-0.
Chippa United last on the log versus Kaiser Chiefs that is 5th and below.
Firstly,
Mwabali is still missing.
Mwabali is not missing. Mwabali is injured.
Okay, but he was called up in
Yes, ankle injury.
Okay.
The last time he came to play for Nigeria, he played in that match. If you remember, if you watch that match vividly, where you see that he got.
There was a time he said that he
yes, but
later
he was thinking, if I come out of this game now, and the other goalkeeper will take it over. if he performs well, what will come of me? Actually, this one, they already declared me a person of a particular concern already. even before I leave the post. If I not leave the post, that means they will declare my family a particular of concern totally. They might even ask me totally. So he was scared because in this situation where Nigeria is now, everybody is scared of leaving the pitch now because if you're outside, you have no chance anymore. And other people that are on the bench, they are very, very hungry to play. So that is for Mwabali. So I feel like maybe after the game, when he went back to Kaiser Chiefs, they have to evaluate the injury. Maybe Chippa United. So they have to evaluate the injury, maybe to give him 1 or 2 weeks to recover properly, knowing where there's Nations Cup. And they have a second choice who is very, very good as well. He has kept about 2 matches now or thereabout, and he's doing well as well. Even against Kaiser Chiefs, he did a lot of saves there. So now, in the game, Kaiser Chiefs, they need experience. They need experienced players. As they start like this now, they are making use of, yes, young, talented players. Prospects, yes. But in terms of, first, if you want a result, instant result, you can't get it from them currently like this now. And the same thing Hugo Bruce complained about. Despite you winning a cup, I think this season also, you might win a cup and a team or a coach might not even see a very good 2 or 3 players that they can call up to the national team. So, but collectively, you can fight and win a trophy, but they might give the best player of the tournament to a team that comes second or that even comes third, depending on the performance of individual. Now, the likes of Shabalala have not been playing. Have not been starting out. Even in the CAF Champions League, he came in the second half. Then Vilakazi started. Yes, they have been rotating them. Vilakazi started this one as well too. Now these guys, they need experience. Ighodaro, the Nigerian striker, I said it before the last time. He runs too much on the pitch. He works so hard. As a striker, when you work so hard on the pitch, you might end up being tired and not getting goal. After 10-15 matches as a striker, your statistic might be 15 matches, 2 goals. They will not put it that you work so hard in that game. It can never be in your CV as a striker. So definitely, you have to work smart. The same thing Osimhen used to do before. You run up and now you chase all the old defenders. Yes, sometimes it's good, but when you energy, when you know that when you make those kind of efforts on the pitch, chasing down those center backs to the midfield, to the left, to the right, when they get the ball, there will be nobody up front to collect the ball. So by so doing, you're already in between the midfield. Your midfielders are there to their fall back to mark. Your wingers have fall inside the midfield to collect the ball. Now they'll begin to build the ball that they should have played a true pass up front. Then they'll begin to build the ball by so building to the opponent half. They are recovering at that moment. They're already recovering. So it's difficult for Kaiser Chiefs because he go down now. That was maybe they bench him because of that. I don't know, or maybe because they wanted to rotate the team because of the CAF Confederation Cup they played the Guinea striker. He started before Ighodaro came in. None of them could score. Almost the same style of play. Power football, strength, yes, but you have to make use of your speed. Let your defenders, anytime you are playing as a striker, and then the center backs are not breathing so hard to mark you, that means there's something you are doing wrong. As a striker, you don't need to work so hard. You need to work so smart. Working so smart is that you need to know where to dash in to receive the ball. When your attackers are holding the ball, the kind of movement you should make, where you should dash to, you have to be opening the defense line with your runs. Yes, whether the ball is coming to you or not, you have to be dashing to the left, dashing to the right. When you dash to the left, if the center back follows you there, then if the midfielder did not play the ball there have been a hole that ones have created in that half. So another player, your teammates, can make use of that hole there or that space there. Then if the defender did not go with you, they play that ball to you, you will have advantage to hold the ball. You can cut in to shoot, or you can from there bring in a square play. Meanwhile, another player like the wingers or the midfielder might have joined inside the 18 to replace you as a number 9 inside that 18-yard ball. But when some of these runs are not being made, whenever you lose the ball, you decide to run and run. And I think it's coming from the coach as well too. If you have an experienced coach should make use of what he has. He should check the quality of my wingers, my striker. If you know that this guy is very good on the air, this guy is very good holding on to the play. Ighodalo is good whenever he's backing the yes. So whenever I think you should play to his strength, play the ball to him, let him draw 2 or 3 defenders to himself, let the wingers open up, let them create space. He plays the ball to the side, dash it to the 18-yard ball. He might not be the one scoring those goals, let him when the Drogba used to play for Chelsea, these are the kind of style of play he plays. You understand? You don't play for all those. So I'm not seeing that from Kaizer Chiefs, from the technical crew, from the team. I feel like they need one or two experience. Maybe after the January window, if they can sign 2 or 3 injections inside that team, maybe that will help them to go far. If not, with the way they are playing, last match they struggled. This match they are struggling. In the CAF Champions League they are struggling. You know, they can play so well sometimes, but getting that goal, just a little bit of experience from the attacker is needed in that team. Look at the last year game they played. The last goal they scored was scored by Solomons. I feel like the coaches, the technical crew, they need to come to that. Is why you are a coach. When you are losing or you are struggling as a big team like Kaizer Chiefs, you need to check your play, even if you have not bought a new striker, but you need to check what you have. How can you bring out that is why you see some strikers, when they go to one club, they might not be playing well, but when you sign them to your club, because you are an experienced coach, you are good, you know how to bring up the best from every player, then you can know that, okay, you striker, you know why you have not been performing, this is the reason. Stop running from that side. There's a way, even you are as a teammate, you can talk to strikers, please don't come back to we are going to mark for you in the midfield. Just stay behind. If you stay with that center back, there's no way those center back will be able to join the attack. They will not join the attack. So Kaizer Chiefs, what they have been doing so far, they have just been playing, working so hard on it. Everybody is trying to impress. Maybe they want Hugo Bruce to invite them all about. Tactically, they are not playing good football. Technically, they are not exhibiting coaching this thing impact on the pitch, and I feel like that is one of the challenges they have. Not because even the players that they have can still bring out results. If teams like Sekou Kene and all of this team can even play well, then what about Kaizer Chiefs? So they need to talk to that striker. The coach need to come up with a better strategy, a better training plan to know how their wingers, Vilakazi, Shabalala, and the rest, how to make use of their strikers so that they can get goals.
Anyway, you know, Albert, Kaizer Chiefs have played 12 matches with 23 points. Then Orlando Pirates, 12 matches with 28 points. Do you think that this Kaizer Chiefs can still go far in the league? Considering that they have 3, I think they have 3 outstanding. Orlando Pirates has 3 outstanding because some teams here have played 15 matches.
Yes, I so believe, yes. Based on footballing reason, if you want to check it in, or from that, they are 5th on the log. And if you look between 1st and 6th, their points different. It's not.
First to 5th is about 5 points.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even to 6th, for you look the person on the 6th on the table, 6th on the log, their point is not that wide, and they have just played about 13 matches.
12.
No, some have played 13.
Some have even played 15.
15, yes. Some have played 12. Okay, right. Chiefs have played 12. So the league is still open. Kaizer Chiefs, Sundowns, Pirates.
Sundowns have played about 13 matches.
Yes, all of them being close. In as much as the points gap is not up to 8 or even 10, there's still the possibility of a team that is on 5th to win the league. It now depends on how much consistent you are going to be, taking advantage of especially your own games. If you can win virtually all your own games, for as much as you win most of your own games, you go away, get a point away. for the fact that you hit form on your home turf, you can actually go away and even get like 2-3 wins and just have 1 or 2 draws again. It can make you come on top of the summit. So league is all about consistency, scoring goals. Scoring goals is very important in league. Even as you are winning, you ensure that you score goals, because at the end of the day, those goals can actually help you in winning the league. So the league is still open. Kaizer Chiefs can go all the way. So let them just keep up the ante and keep showing what they have best.